This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
Hi everybody, welcome to show 176 of Aussie Mac Zone. I've got the old crew back, Garth and Nick, to help me out. So just remember, we are presented by athwebhosting.com.au. Affordable competitive plans, 99.5% uptime, domain registration, auto setup, instant activation, cPanel, and I haven't forgotten, from $5.95 per month when paid annually. Friendly help when needed. So Garth, how are you?
G'day Michael, I'm good, thanks mate. How are you?
Excellent, my friend. Good to talk to you. Sorry I missed you last week.
Yeah, you know, family crisis call.
It's the trouble with being nice people. I don't know. We just have to turn out like someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're lucky enough to have Nick back, our superhero, instead of my super wife. So I'm still trying to chase up a microphone for him. I've got to get a USB mic for him. So.
Oh, come on. You get on that. I want Nick on the air, man.
He should be able to get a camera, I think. If he went Nick, he'd get a camera shot of him. Oh, yeah, you switch Nick. Just have a switch. Where your name is. Just there. What? No, one up. Come on. No. See, it's even got the wrong lower third. There you go. Shows lack of practice there for me, doesn't it? So, yeah, and sorry about the background noise this week because we're leaving the air conditioner on because it's still 34 degrees here outside. Yeah, 34 degrees.
You blokes have been copping some rough weather down there, haven't you?
It's unbelievable. I actually kept track of it today. So when I left Bondi this afternoon, it was 25 degrees and just finished raining. But it was still hot and muggy, right? 25. I got down to Central Station, which is, a couple of mile, and it dropped down to 23. And then I drove out to Leichhardt, which isn't that far again. It was 30. I went from Leichhardt to North Ryde, 37. North Ryde over to South Wendy, 42. Penrith, 42. Been dying, mate. Been dying. The air conditioner's copping a hack, I'll tell you.
Alright, it is just ridiculous.
You're just driving along the M4 and it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter, and you just drive west.
Yeah.
So yeah, for all the people suffering further out west, I'm sorry. I'm with you.
This is why you've got to live on the Gold Coast, man. Gold Coast, perfect. One day beautiful, the next whatever. I don't know how it goes, but something like that.
Something like that. If only they had internet, Nick. Yeah.
Hey, they do, just not where I live. Anyway, we better get to some Apple Ramblings, I reckon.
Yes. So my first one is researchers issue security warnings about several popular Android VPN apps. And I know this is not an Android show, but I know a lot of Mac people do have Android phones. But a study...
reality is, Michael, you just love finding opportunities to put stories like this that make Android look bad in the show, which I fully agree with. It's all good.
Yeah. A study by researchers from Data61, the CSIRO, UC Berkeley, University of New South Wales, Sydney, and UCSI, which I'm not quite sure what that one is, but finds that popular VPN services on Android open up a variety of security holes, including injecting JavaScript for ads and tracking services, traffic redirection to commerce sites, and more. VPNs are useful for encrypting your web traffic or getting around regional restrictions. That's where most people, I would think, use them, is when they're trying to get the US Netflix account or Hulu or whatever. But most of these VPN services require a subscription. But many also offer free options. Researchers tested 283 different apps and found that many of those apps injected adware, trojans, malvertising, or spyware. And what they found was not great. 18% do not encrypt the traffic, 84% leak user data, 38% reveal malware or maladvertising, or 80% request access to sensitive data like users' accounts or text message. So, please be very, very careful of what you're using. and I know we're a lot stricter on the Mac side about how we do it, but yeah, just still be aware on that. And also the latest version now currently of Apple's server software, that's actually got, when you turn the VPN part of that on, it actually lets you create a VPN directly on your phone or your iPad or whatever into your server. So for businesses, they're getting even tighter to make sure you don't have to go anywhere.
That's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah. So we've got a link on there for more information about that. But yeah, just please be careful.
The free option is almost never the best option, is it?
No. No, but it didn't say they were all free either.
No, well, that's right, yeah. So is it the Android option is not the best option?
Well, that's very obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I haven't got a title for this one, but just 2 weeks after Not So Quietly removing the Finder for AirPods app, which was just a little app that played music through your AirPods really loud, and some other little tricks, which helped you find if you lost one of your AirPods out of your ear, one, both, whatever. It'd help you locate the misplaced Bluetooth audio device. But Apple has announced its own official Find My AirPods utility inside the already familiar Find My iPhone app. So it's easy to find and probably less hassle.
I gave that a go the other day just to see how it tried. Now, I wasn't sure if that came with 10.3 with the beta or if it's just part of the regular release. Is it an update to Find My iPhone or is it part of 10.3? Either way, it's in Find My iPhone now for me. And I am running the beta. Yeah,
but I think they did do a release Thursday or Friday with a lot of fixes, and that was probably one of them.
Yeah, but it works as advertised. You just get this little
yeah. You just got to get down on your hands and knees to find it in the bushes. That's all.
Exactly. It's still pretty quiet because it's something that's supposed to be in your ear.
Yeah.
But could be helpful.
So something that's been in the news since the election in November for America, there's been a lot about fake news. But Google has shut out nearly 200 websites from its advertising platform since announcing it would purge fake news publishers last November. The search giant released the number as part of its annual fraudulent advertising report, in which the company recaps its efforts to fight scams, malware and other harmful ads over the course of the past year. So 200 since November? It's not bad. Less crap to have to put up with. Yeah. We've also got I was driving from one customer to another the other day, and I had the address typed in my phone and was just driving along, and it popped up maps. It reminded me of traffic again. There was an incident ahead, but I was still on the fastest route.
Be assured.
And when
go
on. Yeah.
I was just going to say I'm always using Apple Maps these days.
Yeah.
I can't be bothered, It's just so much easier to just ask Siri to take you wherever you want to go, and I haven't had any issues with it at all in the last 12 months or so.
Yeah, but certainly they've done a lot of work there. It's been really good. Yeah. And even just in understanding our language, getting the words right, and fixing silly little things like I sent a text today, and it using the watch, and when I said it, and then it started typing out what I said, and then before it actually sent it, it actually corrected it to make it a lot more, because it was about time, and I said 8 o'clock ish, and it changed it to all this crap, and then just changed it to about 8 o'clock ish. So
okay, yeah.
So it had a think, and got it right.
You probably meant this.
Now, also, I'm just going to promote the first Australian Podcast Awards. No. No, just go back to me. That's all right.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. We're just having a He's out of practice. He's been on holidays. Yeah. So on the 1st of April this year will be the first Australian Podcast Awards. So we'll keep you all in the loop regarding the news about what's happening, how you can vote for your favourite shows, and go from there. Something to look forward to, and I will keep everybody in the loop.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, this is not on the news, but we had a bit of a hassle. We're not on Facebook Live tonight because we'd go in and where you actually got to get a number to put in the stream, I'd press the next button, and nothing had happened. Just sit there, did nothing. So I don't know why. So we'll keep investigating. Drives me batty.
Yes, I think if you just pointed a phone at something that went live, it'd be fine. But trying to,
yeah. So, and what about we try and have an Aussie Mac Zone get together? So I'd like to try and plan a couple of get-togethers in April, maybe. So if you email Garth or myself your suburb, so we can sort of figure out central locations, and the more people for each state, we'll decide where we go. So just go to a park, have a barbecue for lunch, go from there. So
pub for beer afterwards, by the sound of it.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Oh,
I can remember we did some with Mac Talk back in the day. So it was just a couple of them we did. It was good. Everyone gets together and just talks crap like we talk crap. So, sorry to pick on another opposition product again here tonight, but HP recalls over 100,000 laptop batteries, and here's how to check yours. Now, these are some of the batteries that actually on HP products that look like MacBook Airs, for example, that sort of distinctive little wedge shape, but HP is recalling batteries used in a variety of the company's laptops because of fire concerns. The affected models include the HP ProBook, HP Envy, Compact Presario and HP Pavilion laptops sold between March 2013 and October 2016. So that's a pretty widespread area. So to check if your laptop's battery is recalled, head to HP's recall site and follow the instructions. You can either download a utility that will check your system, or you can check it manually yourself. If your battery is on the list, they recommend taking out the battery immediately and only working off external power until you get the replacement. Not all models are affected, but this is an expansion from an earlier recall back in June of 2016, so it's worth checking again if you thought you were clear in the first place. So again, we'll have some links there. So yeah, I'm not trying to pick on people, I'm just saying, please be aware.
Apple have certainly had their own issues with batteries, so that's, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah. So now I'm just going to promote our friend Aussie Tech Radio. Yeah. Android podcast again. The Den, Boys of Tech. Aussie Tech Heads, those bunch of troublemakers.
People. we'll give them that.
Yes.
At least.
Yes. Linking Edge or Two Blokes Talking Tech. Yeah, that's just a couple of them.
Linking Edge, I haven't heard of that one before.
Yeah, he's just goes in. There's just short podcasts, and they're not really tech related too much. So yeah, I think that's the right way to say it. I've only heard a couple of his. So yeah, So don't forget also Aussie Tech Security Podcast, and of course the Aussie Tech Heads Podcast. I'll give them a rap. Such nice guys.
Indeed.
Yeah. So now create a PDF in iOS 10. So it's new for iOS 10, but it's a bit tricky to get to. So to create a PDF from the print panel, much like you've been long able to do on the Mac, after selecting print, so if I've got an email open, I select print, you can access the feature by pinching out from the print preview screen with two fingers and then hitting the share menu in the upper right corner. Or use Peek and Pop with 3D touch instead of pinching. And any app that can accept PDF sharing will be under the share menu, and then you can send your newly created PDF from there. And it does work, so it is handy. It's just not quite as simple as send an email with PDF attached like you do on the Mac. But they're getting there, obviously. Yeah, there's lots of little things that you have to keep up with. So
it's still a handy one, the PDF thing, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, you might want to create the PDF, chuck a signature on like we talked about a couple of weeks ago, and then send it off. Get your money back from something. Now also, Facebook's new Privacy Basics page is an interactive guide to Facebook's obtuse privacy settings. And because there's so many, you just need to take your time and go through it. So Facebook has been trying to simplify and help people understand its privacy settings for a while now. And they've just launched a new interactive tool that functions as both a series of how-to guides and a checkup tool. The new Privacy Basics page is essentially an interactive manual where you can dig into a variety of privacy and security settings. Every page has a series of frequently asked questions, and you can access your own settings directly from the guide. You can also go through the privacy checkup to make sure all your settings are dialed in as you think they are. So again, we'll have a link for that. But yeah, a lot of people aren't sure about Facebook's, and they're definitely making it easier with this page, definitely.
Yeah. They've had a few versions of this over the time too, so it's good to see they're still working on making it as
easy as possible. Yeah. Because it is a challenge. I'll be fair, it is a challenge.
Yeah. You can dig deep in there, and there's all sorts of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
It's,
and it's not. You got to remember, what they can do in America, they can't do in England, or they can't do in France, or they can't do in Russia. It makes it so hard. So, and even Australia, there's a couple of changes in there too. So, have you got anything to add, my friend?
So, just a quick little one. Well, not really little one, I guess. Over the weekend, US President Donald Trump announced his executive order limiting migration from 7 countries.
Yep.
In an email to employees, CEO Tim Cook announced that this is not a policy they support, noting that it does affect Apple employees as well, and that they have in fact contacted the White House to voice their disapproval, I guess.
Yes. And even Google sent out a message to its employees overseas to come home. And if anyone that were travelling, to try and get home early before that act was signed.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah.
So even people that have, there was one person on the news who'd been working for the US government in Iraq for 10 years as an interpreter. Wasn't allowed in. Or,
no.
Yeah. And another one today was a English athlete who was actually came from a country in Africa somewhere as a refugee. He won more Olympic medals than anyone else and was knighted just a couple of weeks ago. And he's been living and training in the States, which you have to do when you're an international athlete, and he can't go back to his family at the moment.
Jeez.
Because he's from one of the 7 countries. He's got dual citizenship, and he's from one of the 7 countries. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, it is a challenge. Yes.
Yes.
It is.
Interesting times ahead.
So what about one thing I needed the other day was to request the desktop site when I was in iOS Safari.
Mm-hmm.
So you open Safari on your phone or your iPad Touch or iPod Touch even, and visit any website that you think has a mobile and desktop version. So once the site loads, you tap and hold the refresh symbol located at the rightmost side within Safari's current URL box. That's the little backward arrow.
Okay.
So you tap and hold that, and a menu will pop up with an option to see a desktop version of the website in its full glory. To cancel your request, tap once anywhere outside the prompt. That again, that works like a beauty as long as there's only one I was trying to look at a website within a website, and it would when I would request it, it'd take me to the original website, not the website within a website. It's just a development thing I was working on. I couldn't show it off properly, so I had to go and get another device that had a bigger screen.
I did not realise that was in the refresh button there, because I use that all the time, the request desktop site.
Yeah.
For some banking things and things like that, where on the mobile site they hide certain functionality, but you can also get to it through the share button down the bottom.
Yeah.
So share there, and at the bottom of the list is request desktop site.
There we go.
Request desktop site, and that's where I usually use it.
So 2 choices.
And actually, while we're on that, I think I might have mentioned this recently, so apologies if I have, but another useful one in there is the find on page.
Yes, excellent.
Yeah, start searching web pages and so forth. So there you go.
Yeah, because
the refresh button.
That's right. But I do the find on page for if I'm working on some machines and I want to look at the actual Apple's tech manual for that machine, and then it might be looking for the power on pads, for example, and it's faster to actually look for power on pads than it is to actually read 40 pages and find it's on page 38 or something. So little things like that. So it's very good. Yes. So anything else, my friend?
No,
we've powered through.
Yeah. Got a nice and quick show there, Michael. So we're going to I haven't discussed this with Garth yet, so here's one. We're just going to try and have some more banter in it, even if we discuss different products once a week or something, just to try and not make it just a straight reading out of the news, etc. So if we sounds good to me.
Talk about different products, and even if we divide it up into 3.
You've mostly got the weather.
Yes, and my weather app tells me it is still 34 degrees.
Okay.
Even Sydney's supposed to be 27 to 37, so it's supposed to only go down to 27 tonight in the cities.
I heard about, while we're talking about that sort of thing, I just did hear someone mentioning a nice little app today called Aftership. It's really nice, apparently, for tracking parcels. There's a whole pile of them out there, but this is
Aftership. Okay.
Aftership. So
works in Australia.
Sorry.
Works in Australia.
Works in Australia.
That's the most important thing, isn't it?
Yeah. With I think it works with your Star Trek and your Ozpost ones. So most of the main ones. Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
I haven't tested it myself, but there you go.
That's excellent. Thank you.
No problem.
So.
Thank you, Nick, for your switching prowess.
Yes, and don't forget our friends at ATH Web Hosting. So, and we'll rock on. Thank you.
Good night.